I started working with Louisa in the Dream Bigger space, her membership, and I was just doing the what I was calling in for the week. I think it was $5,000 I was calling in for the week, and the next day I got $2,000. And then over the next 7 days or 6 days, I got an additional $2,300. And I didn't meet the $5,000 goal that I had for that week, but it gave me the confidence that I can do this. This is so simple and easy because I was doing the helixing daily, and that really helped me get into the energy and call in what it is that I wanted.
Like I'm guessing most people here, I've been to a couple of these kind of master classes. Really liked Louisa's approach. Although I'd done a lot of kind of coaching and sort of work on money otherwise, this was the thing that kind of connected the dots and led to that further success. Got a lot from the community too, so you know, you will meet a lot of like-minded people in there, and already you know, forged some really quite strong relationships there with other members, which has been fantastic. Where I was at versus where I've got to, I'm now consistently having £10,000 months, which is fantastic. I'm sure Louise is open to having a call with you if you are interested in what else she offers. Just kind of really lean into it and trust your instinct.
And just being in Louisa's orbit is so empowering, So yeah, I'm very, very grateful to be here. I've told Louisa this and I'll say it again. She is the best coach that I've ever had because she matches me. She works with the energy. She's very loving and accepting. And I'm not one of those people who can just do all strategy. I have to be aligned emotionally and energetically and spiritually with what's going on. And she does that beautifully.
When I first did the energetic edge, I got results like within days. And when I find a teacher that, like you said, she had a new key. She had something that I definitely was missing. And I resonated with her energy. Her energy is amazing. She's so welcoming. She's so generous. She's so knowledgeable. She has so much insight. I'm just like in awe of this energetic person. For me, it's like, this is your next teacher. This is where you're going next.
Nothing has shifted my personal life or the life of my clients faster than working with the amazing set of skills and tools that come with the Helix Method. So if you're looking for something to explore that's going to enhance your practice as well as your personal life and give you a heads up like nothing you've ever seen, my strong recommendation is that you check out the Helix Method.
Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Oh, let's see who is here. A huge welcome. Welcome, Sarah's here, Pat's here, Margaret's here. Welcome, welcome. Kim's here. Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you for joining me live. And a huge welcome to everyone on the replay as well. I know we have more people joining us, so they will be jumping in very shortly. How is everybody feeling after yesterday? Would love to hear. Let me know in the chat. What are we feeling grateful for? Any further insights as you felt into things last night? Who remembered to send themselves off to sleep with our living in the energy of the question, how am I surrounded by more wealth and opportunity? Let me know. Did you remember to do it? Did you completely forget? Let me know in the comments. It's so good to see you all. So good to see you all. So looking forward to seeing your reflections. Okay, lots of positive energy, lightness. That's fantastic. Positiveness. Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome, Emily. Welcome those of you who are just joining us. So yesterday we pulled back the curtain on the hidden patterns and the core fears hidden underneath that are quietly shaping your income and your results. And you named the fears and the energetic reversals that are running beneath the surface and creating that push-pull sensation, that dynamic in business. And of course, you know, it's one thing having the awareness, but we do need to have that healing alongside releasing the resistance. Otherwise, you're just going to stay in the same cycles and patterns. So we have to balance the inner healing of our energy field, our nervous system, alongside carefully curating the identity that's going to take us to where we want to be. So that we do that through the rewiring and creating that our new consciousness so that we can have that rapid change and long-lasting change. So this is why today we're going to be diving in deeper on understanding the layers of this resistance, what's going on in the subconscious, the stories, the old sticky emotions, the things that your nervous system is holding on to that are quietly capping your growth. Because at this level, you already know that you've got your business set up for success, you've built, you've led, you've achieved. This next level comes through, we can create it through force if we want to, but you'll be heading for burnout. Let's choose to create it through flow and through energetic alignment. And that's what we're up to here today. How does that sound? Because once we've got the resistance cleared, then everything opens up. You know, decisions are just easier, they feel cleaner, they'll be more aligned with where you want to go. Growth becomes steadier. Opportunities begin to flow in with less push, hustle, and efforting. And you get to lead from a regulated, grounded place instead of reactivity. And this piece is really key for being able to grow and then hold the success of your business. So today we're diving in deeper. I'm going to give you the energetic framework to help you understand this so you can expand your system without pulling back. Does that make sense? And just as a bit of a recap, so we have got an opportunity for people to win prizes. Hooray! So for everyone who is sharing and letting people know that they're taking part in our masterclass this week and tagging us on socials, we'll pop your name into to the draw. And of course, every time someone's joining via the registration page and then jumping into the Facebook group and says that they got to hear about it through you, we'll pop your name into the draw then as well. And we'll be drawing for a year-long membership of our Dream Bigger membership. So we'll do that next Wednesday at our Shop With Me event, where we'll be diving into vision casting, seeing where your trajectory is going and your aligned next steps. And I'll share how we can continue the breakthroughs together with all the different ways that we can work together. And today, stay with me as everyone who is sharing their takeaways live on Zoom at the end. You can win today a Life Between Life review activation in the Akashic Records. So this is a digital guided self-activation in the Akashic Records that you can listen to at any time that you choose. So you don't have to wait until you've transitioned this life to receive the guidance that your soul wanted to learn at this time. You can collect all this information right now and use it to give you direction and clarity for your next chapter. And I've been asked this question so many times, so just to give you guys all a heads up, all the prizes that we are giving away this week, they are available for purchase. So if you don't win one, you're like, but I really wanted to get that one, then you'll find them on our website at the Shop With Me section. We've got a shop with all our digital products there. So you can just go to louisahavers.com/shop and have a browse and you'll find them there. Alrighty, so let's do this. I'm so excited. Let's get into session 2. This is around diving in deeper around clearing the resistance that's blocking your goals. And as ever, we want to be really intentional. So I'm just going to invite you to become fully present and to call all of your energy back from whatever it is that you've just been doing. So you're calling your energy back from people, places, timeline, spaces. You can feel yourself fully land in your body. And from this place, just reminding yourself of your intention that you set yesterday. How you want to feel at the end of our time together. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how aligned are you feeling? So how close are you feeling as that energetic match to the reality that you are intending on creating? We've got an 8. That's awesome. Love it, love it, love it. So it's my intention that everyone understands what the blocks are slowing down your next level of success, so you can have that breakthrough. And do use the chat. This is your way of being able to communicate with me so that I can see what's going on. Hi, Kirsten. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Lovely. It's wonderful to see you back here. Sarah's a 6, but you were a 5 yesterday. Okay, so we're moving upwards in the right direction. This is awesome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we've got some more numbers coming in. This is fantastic. So we're diving in deeper and building on what we started yesterday. So I'm going to share with you what the 6 energetic blocks are. Then I'm going to share with you a conversation that I had with one of our clients, Hallie Evelyn, who is amazing clients, and she was in our Wealth Portal program. And I always think we can learn so much from other people's experiences. So I'm going to share our conversation together, and then we'll be helixing together, and then I'll do the prize draw at the end. How does that sound? So we're going to go deep today when we're doing the helixing. Alrighty, so I'm going to pop these up on, I'm just going to share my screen if it will let me, so you can see. Where are we? Here we go. Okay, here we go. So the 6 energetic blocks. So these are the resonance rift, somatic default set points, your current identity, your nervous system pinnacle, energetic buffering, and strategic dissonance. And I'm going to just give you a bit of an overview of these here. And I've got a sort of one-line headline here. So if you want to take a screenshot of this so you can remember what they are, then absolutely, by all means, do so. The key thing that I want to draw your attention to is that these 6 blocks are, they're all interconnected. They hold a complex cluster of energies, beliefs, patterns, emotions, frequencies, all the things. And you will see that whilst we're focusing on wealth here in our masterclass, they impact all areas of our life. Our relationship to ourselves, our relationship to our business, to our team members, to money. They impact our health. You know, when we have trapped hidden emotions from energy reversals, they show up as disease in the body. Has a huge impact on our well-being and vitality and all the things. And of course, we did talk about people talking about burnout and that, you know, the nervous system feeling frazzled. Yesterday, as you're growing your business, and where there is burnout, there are energy reversals. So let's dive into this. And I would love to hear what kind of resonates for you. Pop it in the chat. Let me know what is kind of landing for you. So the first one is, I call this resonance rift. So this is where we have an inner conflict between our layers of consciousness, between our higher self, our true self, who's desiring certain experiences and seeking fulfillment of our life's purposes. And then when there's the resonance rift, our higher self is out of resonance with what our conscious mind is saying it wants and what our subconscious mind is focused on, 100% success rate in delivering its current programming. And this is the thing, if we're disconnected from our higher self, this is why I get you to do higher self invocation. So we're just strengthening that connection. Such a key part to be able to really melt this disconnect away. But if we haven't got our higher self on board for manifesting, things just slow right down. So your path to breakthrough is to create alignment with your higher self, your conscious mind and your subconscious. And that will bring you into resonance with your desires so much more quickly. Does that make sense? Then the second one is somatic default set points. So we all have physiological, psychological, and energetic default set points across all aspects of our identity, including our self-image, our self-worth, our deservingness, you know, all the emotions, all the things. And these neural pathways, they act as internal reference points. So think of them as set points. They create your glass ceiling. So they stop you from increasing your client base, making more sales, manifesting more money, allowing in more fun and joy and more love, all the things. And our brains and bodies get addicted to our default set points and the emotions that we feel at those set points. And as with, you know, addictions, we will get withdrawals from those set points, and energetically you'll pull back to them. So you get to experience that reality again, so you can feel those emotions and feel those chemical interactions again. I see so often when, you know, clients come to me, how their default set points are creating their reality where they may have allowed in more money, yet magically lost time with their family. Don't know if that resonates for anyone. So they've traded allowing in more in one area by not having enough in another area. So we want to be able to expand all these set points That's the way through to break through. So we change these and embody a new identity as we're changing consciousness and who we are. We're changing the consciousness of ourselves. This all impacts our DNA. This is deep, deep work. And then we have the third one. So this is your current identity. So we create reality through our identity. And this is where our identity becomes the block, because we're trying to create a new reality with this current version of ourselves. So our multi six-figure version of self is going to require a new identity for 7 figures and so on. Becoming an investor is going to require a new identity. A business owner that has successfully sold their business, a new identity. And there's so many different self-concepts that are important to consider as these, to be able to have an upgrade to our reality. So when we need to create solutions to our current experiences, we want to be able to do that from a different level of consciousness, a different identity, to then be able to experience that next level. So what this all means is we get to create a different reality by being the identity of the version of us who is already experiencing the reality that we desire. So we get to create our future consciousness. And this is so key. And you'll have seen Jacqueline talking in our introductory video. She's a metaphysical teacher, and she joined us in our Energetic Edge masterclass, which was a 9-day immersion that we used to run. And she found that she had rapid results, which really inspired her to join the Wealth Portal. So she had that energetic foundation as she was coming back to her business to get it launched after some time away from it. And she experienced huge financial breakthrough. She had a huge deposit arriving and was really enjoying the synchronicities of the results of her work and this new financial surplus. And it's key, comes down to, shifting the identity of being someone who has surprise money coming in, has abundance, has surplus. This is so, so key. And this is all tied into, I call this our nervous system pinnacle. This is the block where, because our nervous system has a capacity of what it will allow in before the fright, flee, freeze, fawn, flop responses are triggered. And so the threshold of our nervous system capacity, that's the pinnacle. And our current reality of visibility, marketing, sales, cash flow, savings, investing, spending is the pinnacle of our nervous system capacity. So if our nervous system can get triggered by big windfalls of income growth, where we can feel so overexcited that our nervous system then interprets that as nervousness. And then that can trigger the flight response. So you may recognize this if you've ever had a big windfall, huge momentum, you feel like this is so exciting, and then you suddenly contracted back and it was like, where did it all go? Likely the overexcitement created an energy reversal and then put you back into that contraction rather than holding and stabilizing at that state. Does that resonate for anyone? And another way to think of this is, I don't know if it was just me that was told this as a kid, but I'm sure other people were told this as well, that, if you felt nervous about something and people would tell you, they'd be like, just imagine you're really excited about your GCSEs. Your body doesn't know the difference. So just tell your body, I'm excited about my GCSEs, or I'm excited about my driving test, or whatever it might be. And this is the thing, the flip of it is true. If we're overexcited about something, the body can read it as nervousness. So your conscious mind knows what's going on, but your subconscious has decided another thing's happening. And so often as people grow their businesses, the anxiety that they had when they were first getting started is still there with them as they're growing their businesses, just looking and manifesting in a different way. So worrying that money is going to, the anxiety will show up as worrying that money is going to disappear. So it's coming in, and then it's going to disappear, all going to suddenly vanish, and you're never going to be able to make any more money ever, ever, ever again. Does that make sense? So this is so key, because when we increase the capacity of our nervous system by healing the hidden emotions, the beliefs, the traumas, the memories, the experiences, the energy reversals, we then calibrate to a new level of alignment for success. And I'm reminded of a lovely client of ours called Joan, who is a coach and an investor. And she had a huge portfolio gain of about 320,000, and she got a new client straight away after changing her set point in relation to what she was allowing in. And it came down to her for Joan in relation to, she had this deep rooted fear, this deep anxiety that was bubbling up. And as Joan then calibrated to her desires, her field was coherent, she'd let that anxiety go. So she'd moved from that sort of deep fear state that was just rumbling underneath her in her energy field to coherence, and then had that huge jump in her portfolio gain. And she downloaded a book really swiftly as well, which was super exciting for her. So let me know what is resonating if you're like, oh, this one's feeling like is something for me to pay attention to. And then we have energetic buffering. So this is where our energetic signal is incongruent with what we desire. And this is due to the reversed energy and the resistant energy that we're holding. So it's taking up so much space, this reversed and this resistant energy. You want to get all of that space that's taken up by that type of energy into that flow state, because that's when you're manifesting so much more quickly. So when we clear our energy field of that reversed and resistant energy, that's when we're creating that more coherence. And I think of Tina. I know Tina's in the community this time around as well. But when I think of the difference of the work that we're doing here, Tina mentioned to me when she had started with us that she'd done lots of mindset work, but had never focused on the energetics before. And when she came into the Wealth Portal, she tripled her income because she started to work on the energetics in the Wealth Portal program. It was really exciting to see her expand her capacity in that way, and to start to see her self-trust and her fulfillment in the work that she was doing just being reinforced. That self-trust and that fulfillment, that's the inner work, the inner wealth, I perceive. So energetic buffering is key. And then we have strategic dissonance. Who here has ever applied a strategy that they then realized wasn't aligned for their business? I have. So this is when we apply a strategy that is not right for where we are in business, or it's out of alignment with our identity. So for example, if we've got a 200k a year business, we're not going to necessarily be aligned with implementing $1 million a year strategy, because our consciousness is wired for that 200k. Unless, of course, you've been doing this work and creating that future self-consciousness. So the strategy we choose can become a block. Our business model can become a block. Of course, our skills can become a block as well. And that's particularly true if people are, changing business models or starting a new business. We've all got new skills to learn as we're setting up our businesses. And for me, I remember what I think really helps to tie this all together is when we think about when we are implementing a strategy that we're out of alignment with, it creates so many energy reversals. Your nervous system's completely triggered. You're going to have so much conflict between your higher self, your conscious mind, your subconscious. So it links with all these energetic blocks. And for me, the big one that I always kind of return to give an example, because it was a huge one for me, was when I was running Facebook ads as a strategy, and I'd just come on into the online space. This was 9 years ago, and it was the first thing I did, and I tested all of my messaging on Facebook ads. That's a very expensive way to test your messaging. And whilst it eventually worked and momentum started to build, then the Facebook ad market changed. And basically, you just did not get your return on your investment anymore. And so suddenly it had lost all its precision. So we had loads of people kind of coming into our world, but they weren't the right people. This wasn't what I was offering, was not their thing. And it cost entrepreneurs who were doing Facebook ads at that time a lot of money, and it cost me a lot of money at that time. The thing was, I was completely out of alignment with the strategy I was applying. I hadn't upgraded my identity at that point, and it did create a lot of energy reversals and contractions, because I was trying to solve the problems with my same level of consciousness that had created the problem by implementing that strategy that my business wasn't ready for. And if I'd upgraded my identity at that point, I likely would have made a different decision. Does that make sense? Okay, so this one's landing. Okay, this one's landing for you. Let me know which ones are landing for you the most. And this is so key, because when you heal these blocks, for every growth level that you're going for, And you do this alongside our impactful energetic success habits I teach inside the Wealth Portal, you will grow to your next 7 figures just with a regulated nervous system, with so much more ease and flow and harmony and peace. Oh, this is good to see what is landing for people. Thank you so much. And if I don't quite read your comment, I always circle back and read them afterwards. So there's many layers and default set points and beliefs and emotions and nuances that appear along our journey, and we dive into this more deeply in the Wealth Portal. And today you are going to get to experience this, because when we start to do the healing thing together, I'm going to start to take you in deeper. So who's excited for that? But before we do that, I would love to shine the spotlight on the fabulous Hallie. So I'm going to just share this conversation that I had with Hallie, and would love to hear in the chat what resonates for you. So bear with me a second as we get the tech working. Welcome, Hallie. Hallie has generously come.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much for coming and joining us, Hallie.
It's my pleasure.
And
sorry, I'm not in my regular office because we've had a leak in the roof. So I'm in our guest bedroom right now. So it's a very non-professional environment, but that's okay.
No worries at all. No worries at all. Well, thank you for coming and joining us. Before we dive in, do you want to introduce yourself? And then we'll dive in. We'd love to hear your experience of the energetic edge, doing all the things, and the Wealth Portal. We'll have a good conversation about that.
Absolutely. So I'm Hallie Evelyn. I've been a coach for about 10 years. I call myself a transformational wealth coach because the women that I work with make more money when they work with me, but specifically transformational coach. So I do a lot of energy work, and that's really what attracted me to this program in the first place. I actually got to be Louisa's coach for a while in another program there. I was the mindset coach for the whole group, and that's how we met. And she's been in my world for a long time. But when I saw the energetic edge, I was like, oh yeah, let me check this thing out. I could use like a tune-up. And I got in here and I was like, this is amazing. How is she doing this for free? I called her. I was like, Louisa, how are you doing this for free? This is like a whole program. It should be thousands of dollars. And she was like, I know, but this is my way of giving back to the community. I was like, wow, okay. So I got a lot out of that program to start with, and now I'm in her wealth portal and getting even more out of it. So it's been quite fun to have our roles reversed and get to work and see Louisa's energetic magic.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so exciting to have you with us. And I remember one of the things that you were talking about, as you reminded me about what people receive during the energetic edge, was that you had said that it was one of those times where you actually turned up live every day and completed the whole program. And I thought that was really powerful. Your reflections that you actually did all of it, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. It made a big difference for me. I got up every morning and I was looking forward to it. And it was like my energy work that day was done for me because I was here. And then I really okay, this is like so true confession time. Last night in the middle of the night, because I'm a postmenopausal woman, I couldn't sleep. I can't sleep many nights in the middle of the night. And last night, for some reason, something popped into my head involving a past life, and hooked onto it and like went down the rabbit hole. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, I need to clear. I was hoping to tell you what I cleared, but I cannot remember anything other than it was like around the time of Jane Austen. There was this like deep purple silk hat that was beautiful, and I needed to clear the thing. And I was using Louisa's breathing techniques to get into the space so I could do the clearing. And I remember thinking, I've gotten really into this, I guess, huh? And eventually, yes, I fell back asleep. But I just thought that was so interesting. Here I am, because let me get into this energetic alignment. Let me see my star seed chakra above my head, which I've never worked with that one before. So it was really a lot of fun. And and fun to realize how much over the last couple months I've really embodied this work. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I'm excited to see the ripple effects. Would love to hear, as I know you've had so many shifts during our time together, what have been your experience of shifting these blocks? What have been some of the fun things that you've experienced?
Well, for me, I because I've been doing this for 10 years and because I've been studying spiritual principles for almost 30 years now. And by the way, just so everybody knows, atheist until I had a spiritual awakening, then not atheist anymore. So it's been a very long journey since that moment. But my big, beautiful brain, as I like to call it, still wants to really get in my way. And so the first 3 days I was in the energetic edge, and Louise was like, how in alignment are you? I'm like, 2, 3. Like, I'm so annoyed right now. And then like the 4th day, there was this really big shift. And I was like an 8 or a 9. And then all of a sudden I got this brilliant idea and called in 7 clients the next week and was like, oh yeah. Oh, I remember when this is easy. Yes. So it's like our brains, our big, beautiful brains really want to make it rough. We really, like me, struggle. Oh, I thrive on struggle. I thrive on hard work. And these are my old stories. But what Louisa was saying earlier about you like wanting to go back to that set point to your identity, my brain wants me to struggle so that it can help and so that it can fix it, right? That's its job. So it's been a very interesting thing because I'm playing in the world of, I don't play that game anymore. I don't live in that sandbox anymore. And so then to layer this energetic work on top of it really has felt very aligned. And I felt like it's been easier for me to get out of my own way. Louisa, you don't know this part, but I'm in the wealth portal now, and I go to those calls every time too, because they're so awesome. And last week we did like this whole Akashic Records clearing thing on me. But Louisa also had given out, I think the week before, this really wonderful notebook, workbook. And you're supposed to redo it yourself for your own business. So I had redone everything. And there's a lot of stuff about aligning with clients and phrases and words and things that you say as the clients just flow in. So we did the call on Wednesday, the last Wealth Portal call. And on Thursday, I got I'd already had a call set up with this woman who I knew and who had just been through another program of mine, but a free program. And I had been working with her for a long time, actually, inside of this free program where I wasn't really doing a lot of transformational work. It was like, it was a more of a business type of thing. Mm-hmm. And she called me out of the blue and was like, I want to do this connection call with you. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's great. So we got on the call and we were talking about all the things she wanted to talk about. We got to the end and she went, oh, also, I am going to hire you. And I was like, sorry, what? And she said, yes, I'm hiring you. You're my next coach. And I'm getting this, I don't know, crazy, huge grant for the work that she was doing. And it was coming through like the following week. And so she's like, I need a contract like right now, because there was no sales. There was just like, and I was like, I'm pretty sure she was using actual words that were in Louisa's writing about the clients come in with absolutely nothing that you're doing, but they just like show up. And I was very happy camper about that one. I was like, and then of course I like to say, yes, please, more, and thank you when good stuff like that happens. So I'm very excited about, the next one and the next one. But I love that alignment. I feel like most of us, all of us have all the answers inside of ourselves already, but we really get in our own way. And so I've been really enjoying Louisa's energy work because it helps me to get out of my own way. Like I've been using a pendulum for a very long time, but I've always had the story that my body couldn't be a pendulum. And Louisa was like, give me 5 minutes. And sure enough, here I am using my body as a pendulum. And it works really, really well. So this has been the first program where I've ever successfully used my body as a pendulum. That's been an extra added bonus. Yeah, it feels really, everything is feeling more in alignment, and I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing your story, Hallie, and a huge congratulations on welcoming in your new clients to get to work with you as well. That's just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much. Any last words before we wrap up? Any final things you want to leave people with?
I mean, I feel like we're getting a lot out of being here just by showing up. And, you know, they say showing up is 80% of success. So, congratulations to all of you because you've done that part. I feel like doing the energetic alignment work, oh, here I am quoting you, it gives you an edge over everything else. That is probably why it's called the energetic edge. I'm just saying, but I find that to be really beautiful because we get to align and then we get to impact more people. I know none of you is here because you have, you know, you want to have like some small business. You're all here because you have these big dreams. And what gives us the wings for our big dreams is the money. And what gives us the ability to make that money is getting out of our own way. So, yeah, so I hope you'll all just agree to get out of your own way and let Louisa help.
Oh, thank you so much, Ali. Please do virtually give Ali so much love for sharing her experiences. And I hope that was inspiring for you and gave you some ideas and some breakthroughs as well in hearing her share her experiences. She spoke so beautifully about that resonance rift that I was talking about in relation to how, you know, our higher self has these big dreams and goals, and then the big, beautiful brain gets in the way and starts to create and allow us to start to create stories that we then go and listen to, and they become beliefs, and then we run that program rather than the really being able to unlock the true potential that we have within us. Alrighty, who is ready to do this together and to do some helixing together? Let me know in the comments if you are up for this. We're going to be creating our alignment with our higher self, our conscious mind and our subconscious with our higher self invocation. Then we'll be using the sway technique from energy kinesiology so that's using your body as a dowsing device, which Ali just briefly mentioned there. Hallie briefly mentioned there. And we're going to, so when we're doing that, a forward sway is a yes, a backward sway is a no. If you go round and round or plank-like, that is an energy reversal. I'm going to give you some phrases to test based on our framework. And so we're just taking it one layer deeper. We need to go deeper still, of course. Well, we're just starting to unwrap the parcel. And then once we've identified the various blocks and the interferences in your consciousness, we're going to then start to release it. We'll release one together today. Then your aligned action to take is, if you have any more to release, is to do that before tomorrow. And you'll be able to come back and watch the replay if you want to follow along with my guidance. So after we've done the releasing, then we're going to move into creating that coherence, and we'll do some imprinting and visualization. I will guide you through that, and then we will wrap it up with living in the energy of the question like we did yesterday. How does that all sound? Who is up for this? So many yeses. Alrighty, let's do this. This is so exciting. So exciting. Alrighty, so let me just get that over there, the music there, all the things. Okay, yes. Alrighty, so I'm going to invite you now to increase your life force energy by breathing in for 4, holding for 4, and breathing out for 8. And just to do this 3 times at your own, a rhythm that feels comfortable. And bring your awareness as you do this to your soul star chakra, which is about 18 inches above your head. It's your gateway to your Akashic record. Feeling your energy field expanding, getting bigger and brighter, bigger and brighter, bigger and brighter. And then from this place, and you can say this out loud or follow along internally, speaking to all levels of my consciousness, I intend that in the name of divine truth, love, and light, let all information come from my higher self and be in alignment with my divine truth for my highest good and the highest good of all. I am creating a clear channel of communication and manifestation between my subconscious, conscious, and higher self, so they are 100% connected and in perfect alignment, and all working towards my highest path and purpose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just notice how your body feels from this place. And I'm going to now invite you to stand up if you're able to stand, to sway test. You can do this sitting down if you are unable to stand. And the key thing here is I want you to listen to the somatic responses that your body does as you say these phrases. So we're going to muscle test on these phrases. So we're releasing these layers beneath the core fears that we were talking about yesterday. And as you're thinking about, just to kind of reconnect with what we uncovered yesterday, your fear of failure may be showing up as procrastination or perfectionism or self-doubt. You might be seeing in your reality the fear of the unknown showing up as overthinking when you're hiring a team member, or having some fear-based decision making around making some investments, or being really risk averse, which then has a negative impact on the business. And your fear of judgment, that can send you down a rabbit hole of self-criticism, hesitation in speaking up for yourself, or fear of being seen, being visible, and being associated with your particular point of view. So we know that the resistance is protecting these core fears. It's protecting them because they're part of our identity, and also protecting us from not wanting to experience them. That's the kind of the duality of this. So the questions I want you to ask and the statements I want you to say is, the first one is there unresolved trauma in my nervous system to do with, and then the core fear that you identified yesterday. So if you had all three, do it for all three. If you had just one, do it for the one. Then once you've got your yeses and your nos, move on to the next one, which is my identity wired to protect me from experiencing failure, judgment, the unknown? Again, key as you're doing this, pay attention to the somatic responses. Are you getting hot? Are you getting cold? Are there any temperature changes? Any thoughts coming into your mind? Then I want you to test, I believe I have to avoid failure to survive. I believe I have to avoid judgment to survive. I believe I have to avoid the unknown to survive. So whichever one that you got again out of those core fears yesterday, you're going to use the sentence framework there for the one that's relevant for you. And then I want you to ask, have I got a physiological default set point tied to this core fear? Have I got an energetic set point tied to this core fear? Alrighty. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to start to muscle test these, and then we'll start to release and clear these. And let me know in the chat when you've completed. We're going to take a couple of minutes to do this together now. We'll just take one more minute so that everyone's got an opportunity to test these. Ah, Kirsten, that's awesome to hear. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so let me know what you're getting yeses and nos to. The key thing is the somatic response. And anywhere that you haven't got the usual yes, maybe you did a slightly smaller yes, or like had a plank state, you know, your body was like a plank. Okay, awesome. This is exciting. Okay, so we've got some aspects coming through. Some of you getting yeses, some of you getting nos. This is all to be expected. And where you got the no's and where you got the yeses is to identify how is your body communicating to you? Yes, exactly. This is awesome. And you may have had some ideas as we're doing this of some different phrases to build on, to test. And that's where any ideas or memories that were coming in, your consciousness is giving you that information right now. It's relevant to what we are muscle testing on. So pay attention to that. Alrighty. So we are going to start to clear these. So remembering from yesterday, if we're clearing a belief or emotion, we're holding CB17 with our left hand, just holding it firmly in that center point on our chest. And if we're releasing a energy reversal, we're doing the karate chop. So for any of you that were okay, this is great that some things are coming through that you perhaps weren't expecting. So anywhere that you didn't get a clear normal baseline yes or no, then I want you to take it, if it was just like a very small yes or like a plank, or you're going round and round in circles, to take it as an energy reversal. And when we're releasing these, if you had that kind of somatic and energetic response, I just want you to bring in the phrase, I'm ready to release the energy reversal to do with the thing and to do the karate chop. Does that make sense? Again, do take a screenshot of these phrases so that you can use these to guide yourself to releasing these. Okay, so I'm going to do the first one for you, guide you through this. So we'll do this together. And so just swap out the language if you're working on another one. So we're going to release the unresolved trauma in the nervous system to do with the core fear of failure. So just inviting you just to breathe in for 4. Breathe out for 4. Filling your heart up with love. I love, I love, I love. And then saying out loud, I'm ready to release the unresolved trauma in my nervous system to do with the fear of failure. I release and delete this across all dimensions and levels of consciousness. Just taking a nice deep breath in and out. And I want you now to silently within, so I'll say this out loud for you so you can follow along. To say it silently, and again, to pay attention to the somatic responses that you're having. I'm ready to release the unresolved trauma in my nervous system to do with the fear of failure. I release and delete this across all dimensions and levels of consciousness. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm ready to release the unresolved trauma in my nervous system to do with the fear of failure. I release and delete this across all dimensions and levels of consciousness. Just taking a nice deep breath in and out. Noticing how this feels in your body. Are you feeling lighter? Were there any temperature changes, any pressure changes? Let me know in the comments. And then your aligned action is to take the phrases that you still need to release and to release those today. Find 15 minutes when you can dive into this again to do the releasing and then to do the imprinting that I'm going to guide you through now. So we're building on what we started yesterday. So we're going to do the inner rewiring technique. So I want you to think these thoughts. You're creating thought forms in your energy field to do with, I'm the kind of person who has your desired cash month. So put the number in there. As you're going to think it, we're going to get your heart into a coherent state. And then do this inner rewiring. And I'll say the phrase just before we go into that section. So we're going to do 30 seconds for each of these. So I'm the kind of person who has desired cash months. I'm the kind of person who has fun in business. I implement swiftly. This is so key. I'm the kind of person who takes daily income producing action. I value my value. And then we'll segue into a 1-minute visualization. And I want you to see in your mind's eye the manifested scene of the you who already has had the quarter that you desire, already has that next level of income growth coming in. And I want you to be immersed in that little movie in your mind for a whole minute. How are you moving around your house? Where are you? What are the clients that you're working with you? Just allow yourself to really go on that emotional journey as you see that in your mind's eye. Alrighty, so inviting you now to start to increase the coherence in your heart by breathing in for 4 and then breathing out for 4. Filling your heart up with more and more love. I love, I love, I love. Your heart chakra is getting bigger and brighter, bigger and brighter, bigger and brighter. And from this place, I invite you to think the thought, I'm the kind of person who has desired cash months. And we're going to do this for a minute together, for 30 seconds together. Beautiful. Moving on to the second one. I'm the kind of person who has fun in business. Beautiful. Moving on to the next one. I implement swiftly. I implement swiftly. Beautiful. Moving on to the fourth one. I'm the kind of person who takes daily income producing action. Beautiful. And then the last one here, I value my value. I value my value. I value my value. Beautiful. Switching gears a little bit. Now I invite you to visualize for 1 minute your manifested scene where you have already received all that you desire. Allow yourself to feel the emotions, to merge with this future self. Notice how you're moving around your house. Where are you? Who are you working with? Notice what you notice in this manifested scene. Beautiful, beautiful. Welcome back. And from this place, I invite you just to contemplate the question. You're posing it to the universe. How am I surrounded by more wealth and opportunity? Remembering this isn't for your conscious mind to answer. This is for your higher self, the universe to answer. And you're asking it as if it's already happened. Like, how am I surrounded by more wealth and opportunity? Just allow yourself to be with this question for a moment, knowing that you are activating it in your field. Make a note of any intuitive ideas that come to you now. Some will come now, and some will come during the day, perhaps when you're doing something like driving somewhere or washing up or having a shower. Pay attention and take action on those ideas that are coming through as you're raising your frequency. And if you keep thinking of someone, this is the time to reach out to them. So I invite you to take one new idea and implement it today. And as you go to sleep tonight, just 10 times say to yourself as you drift off to sleep, how am I surrounded by more wealth and opportunity? I call this manifesting in your sleep. Alrighty. Welcome back. I would love to know, how are you all feeling? Lots of energy moving. Lots of energy moving around. As we wrap up for today, I would love to hear your takeaway, and we will do our draw for the Life Between Life review for everyone who has shared their takeaway. Let's see. It's been wonderful to see the shifts that you're having and noticing how you can go deeper to find out, has that truly gone, or what else is there to unpack? Because we hold all these beliefs emotions and experiences that lock in those core fears. So we do need to go deeper on what we've started today. We'll continue tomorrow and have some more questions to expand on what we have started. I give you the full framework and all the questions in the wealth portal, so we dive in a lot deeper there. But all the resistance that you've started to clear, this is going to have a massive impact. So I'm super excited to see what starts to uncover for you. And you can see how quickly you can calibrate your energy. So let's see. Got some takeaways coming in. Okay, this is awesome. Awesome. Alrighty. And for those of you, just to recap, I opened the doors to the wealth portal yesterday. You guys have a very special invitation here. So for those of you who are thinking, what's the wealth portal? This is my high-level energetic mentorship. It's a group program designed to help leaders like yourself break through their next financial ceiling in 45 days or less. You'll stabilize your nervous system so expansion feels sustainable and you can hold it. And you will building your business from a place of flow rather than trying to kind of chase it all. And because you guys are here with me, you get to enjoy $1,000 saving off the regular retail price and an additional 10% off when you pay in full. So that makes it just for 6 months with me, $3,600, which is awesome. And plus we've got a whole ton of incredible bonuses for you as well. Just as a heads up, that time sensitive saving is only available until September the 19th. So if you know that you are ready to hold and amplify the shifts that you started here, then this is your invitation to continue. You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to try and hustle your way to that next level. I can be here by your side and guide you every step of the way. Let's finish 2025 in a really strong and energetically aligned way so you can smash 2026 out of the park with the impact that you're here to make with your business. So if your body is saying yes, then I would love to invite you to come and join us in the Wealth Portal. Just comment that you would like the link, please. If you put Wealth Portal link, then we'll get that over to you. And of course, you can always message me or email the team at clientcare@louisahavers.com and we'll get you the special enrollment link because it's not on my website, just to give you a heads up on that. Alrighty. So let's see who is going to win the Life Between Life review. Okay, let's see if I can see some takeaways here. Alrighty. Can't wait to see who has won it. Right. Okay, I'm just reading your takeaways very quickly to see who has won it. Hooray, hooray. Yes. Okay, any other takeaways coming? Just check I've got them all. Here we go. I'm just popping your takeaway down. It will put you into the draw to win this Akashic Record digital guided activation, which is super powerful. Alrighty. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Right. Are you ready to see who has won? Drum roll, please. The winner is Emily Brooke. Congratulations, Emily. You are the winner of our Life Between Life review, Akashic Records guided activation. I'm so excited for you. This is just absolutely phenomenal. The team will get that over to you very, very shortly. I love all the congratulations that are coming in for you, Emily. That is just so fantastic. Alrighty, everyone, that is a wrap. Your aligned actions are to release any more of the blocks and resistances that you identified and to imprint again that coherence that I guided you through. And then as you're going to sleep tonight, to remember to say to yourself, how am I surrounded by more wealth and opportunities as you drift off to sleep? I will see you in the Facebook group between now and tomorrow. We'll continue the conversation there. And then we'll be back tomorrow for magnetizing your next level of growth. So again, we're going to be building on what we've been uncovering today. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that this has served you. We'll leave the room open for a few moments so that you can grab the links if you are looking to get the links. And I will play a client's combination video for you as we wrap up our time together.
Hello, my name is Samantha Selby and I am a leader and innovator in my field. I'm the creator of Astro-Energetics, and all of this is because of two words. My life feels rich and juicy. It is rich and juicy, and it's grown to 6 figures and beyond as I continue to launch my own certification program. And as I've said, there are 2 words that have been integral to that business success and my personal happiness. And they are Louisa Havers. Now, I met Louisa when we both joined a personal development program, which is just one of the things that I love about her. Not only is she a world-renowned coach herself, she invests in her own continued development, because she recognizes that no matter how many numbers you have coming into your bank account, the inner work is just as important as the strategy and the to-do list. Actually, it's more important. You can write a gazillion of sales pathways and create millions of marketing maps, but if you, as the business owner, have your own energetic blocks, and we all have them, those best laid plans will fall by the wayside. Now, I'm a fan of Louisa's for many, many reasons. 2 of them that I find that to me are the most important: her integrity and her honesty. She walks her talk. She lives what she teaches. She practices her Helix method every single day. She taps into her Akashic records all of the time for her own guidance, but also for her clients. I've been on the receiving end of her insights too many times to count, and they are always spot on. Her programs are incredibly carefully curated. She knows exactly what to put in, and she teaches and is a way shower in just the most magical way. Sometimes she's almost otherworldly, and yet she is so down to earth, and she really wants the best for you, and she'll do her utmost to support you to achieve your goals. She's literally by your side. It's incredible. But Louisa's client results are the things that really they speak for themselves. My business, since working with Louisa, has evolved beyond recognition. I've gone from mostly working one-to-one to launching and successfully running for 4 years my own signature program. In that time, I've learned so much from Louisa, from watching her run her own business, but also from what I've learned inside her programs. And as I said, I'm a bit of a super fan, so I kind of do all of them. But I've learned to give myself permission to pivot, and that business can be fun. I play with my business now, and I need to play. I am a Sun, Leo, Venus in Leo, Ascendant in Leo. I need to express my creativity and I need to play. But I've also had to learn to embody my own identity as a leader and a creator and a business owner. I have a sense of freedom now from working with Louisa, that I can let go of the attachment to numbers. They no longer define how successful I feel. That feeling comes from within. And because of this, as if by magic, and it obviously is magic, we know it isn't, it's our vibration, our frequency, and our energy. This has meant that I have even more clients that I serve in a way that suits me, my energy, and my home life. Louisa, her methods and her approach to life and business just work. It is as simple as that. So if you are sitting on the fence considering investing in yourself by joining Louisa's world, I can only say just do it. You really won't regret it. So just dive in, have fun, explore her world and everything that she offers, and just brace yourself for the success, the joy, the fun, the juiciness that life will bring you.